Just when most thought that the Williams era was history, Venus Williams, at age 45, announced her comeback, returned to the court, and dominated the world number 35 and her 22-year junior in a WTA match. Hopes were already high, but the headlines are now blazing. Is Serena next? Today's story is not just a walk down memory lane. It's about grit, willpower, and fervor. It is about two sisters and their love for the game. Venus Williams just returned from the past and made new history. The tennis world is daring to believe. Could we see Serena Williams return to the court too? Last night in Washington, D.C., Venus Williams, the 7-time Grand Slam winner, the tennis icon, and one half of the famous Williams duo, made her return after 16 months of being away from the court. She stepped onto the Mubadala City D.C. Open court with love for the game, but also the will to win. And oh, did she win! Venus faced world number 35, Peyton Stearns, and dominated her in straight sets, 6-3, 6-4, against all odds. A 45-year-old beating a player 22 years her junior? That was remarkable. In fact, it made Venus the oldest woman to win a match on tour since Martina Navratilova in 2004. It wasn't easy. Venus doubted herself. The decision to come back was a difficult choice, and there were days when she questioned it. Still, she trained, she fought, and she kept her hope. She said, "There are no limits for excellence. It doesn't matter how many times you fall down. If you continue to believe and put in the work, there is space for you." The rewards of her struggle were visible from the very first point. It was vintage Venus, smashing returns, 112-mile-per-hour serves, and sleek footwork. It looked easy, it looked elegant, and it looked amazing. Stearns, her opponent, stated it herself. She played some ball tonight. Her serves were just on fire, but it wasn't a smooth ride all the way. Venus dropped serve at love to start the match, but she caught up real fast. Despite Stearns taking a 3-1 lead in the second set, Venus retaliated with 4 straight games of pure passion and power. The final game was a nerve-wracking battle. Venus had 5 match points that failed to deliver, but the 6th, she crushed a serve that her opponent returned into the net, and the moment made history. She lifted her fist with a broad smile across her face and made a triumphant pirouette to the applause of the crowd. We're not talking nostalgia here. We're talking defiance against time. We're talking a reminder that Venus Williams is back. Serena's husband, Alexis Ohanian, joined the celebrations. He came to Instagram with a post minutes after the match. LFG at Venus Williams. Let's effing go indeed. After undergoing a fibroid surgery and being listed as inactive by the WTA, Venus has shown that slim odds don't stop a Williams. So speaking of Williams, could her sister Serena follow in her tracks? The answer might be closer than any of us think. 3 days before Venus's epic comeback match, Serena Williams dropped a video on her social media, and the caption read, "Still Serena." The video was of her training, clean strokes, quick feet, precision, power. It was not just a training, it was a message. The crowds were on their tiptoes. Then Venus spiced things up. In an interview, she was asked about her sister's potential return. She smiled and replied, "She can take 6 months off and clock it clean. She's just so good." Then wishfully, "The only thing that would make this better is if she was here." The words struck a chord with us all. Ask any true tennis fan out there. It's always better when the Williams sisters are together. Okay then, let's talk about the reality of Serena Williams making a comeback. She's 43. She hasn't played a pro match since the 2022 US Open. Since then, the competition got even fiercer. Sabalenka, Swiatek, Gauff, Navarro. The new generation is packed with prominent names. However, we're talking Williams here. And Serena reached 2 Grand Slam finals in 2018, the year she gave birth to her first child. In 2021, when she already was 39, she still ranked among the world's top 10 tennis players. In her final US Open run, she won against second-seeded Anett Kontaveit. There's still fire in her. And today, she looks just as good as in her prime years. She's fit, fast, and sharp, much more like her 2015 version than the person who said her goodbyes to the audience in 2022. So what could be the plan? If Serena is to come back for the 2025 US Open, here's how she could do it. First case is doubles only. Serena and Venus ask for a wild card, then enter the doubles draw as a team. They set the court ablaze once again, shoulder to shoulder, for the love of the sport. Even if they don't make it that far, the fans would be on fire, the court would roar, and the world of tennis will become that much more exciting. The second case is Serena returning to singles. She enters the draw, faces top players early on, and gives her every appearance there an aura of spectacle. In this scenario, it doesn't matter much whether she wins or loses, she will still make all the headlines. The last case, both singles and doubles, all or nothing, a full campaign. High risk, high reward. The chances of this happening are tiny, but we're talking Serena here. When has she done things halfway? Also, let's keep one thing in mind. Serena is a single slam away from tying Margaret Court's record of 24 majors. The US Open is her home turf, as she showed by carrying a trophy from it 6 times. The question isn't whether she can imagine this happening again, it's whether we can. There are obstacles on this path, of course. It will be physically grueling, mentally tough. The pressure of delivering to the expectations of a roaring crowd of 20,000 fans again, unimaginable. It is the heavy weight of legacy, but Serena does not need more proof. Her status is already established. This isn't about another trophy, but about her story. It's about the ball hitting the court once again. It is about showing up one last time and writing the ending that she wants, not the rushed epilogue that she was forced to make in 2022. And Venus has shown that it is possible. She came back, fought for her place, and won. She made history once again. If anything else, this is a message. A message that there's still time, there's still magic, and there's still fire in the Williams sisters. Back in 2023, a year after she announced her retirement, Serena teased us with the idea of returning. Now, 2 years later, the rumors are louder, the signs are stronger. Her sister Venus said, "I think we always hit the ball, because that's who we are. This here may just be the real deal." Of course, Serena might not be planning a comeback. She could just be hitting, trying to stay in shape, enjoying the grip on the racket once again, casually playing a game with her sister. But maybe, just maybe, she's about to surprise the world again. Venus Williams already proved that the impossible is a real possibility. She has done what we thought was impossible, and she isn't even finished yet. Venus did all that at 45. Why wouldn't Serena do it at 43? The racket is ready. The court yearns for her return, just like the rest of the world. Still Serena? Yeah. But soon, maybe, Serena returns. Or even better, the Williams story never ended. It just took a break. Let's imagine that. Can Serena return for one last shot at fame? Will the Williams sisters join rackets again under the limelight of New York? Will the tennis world quake before Venus and Serena again? Tell us what you think in the comments.